is up? Guyo Loco from Crazy Poultry Inc. here with another Novak review for you. And yeah, I know this movie has been out for over a week, but it's the best time for me to get this out now. So on the day that I'm recording this, it has been out for a week. We'll see how long it takes to actually get it up. But yeah, I have seen, surprisingly, another pretty good Marvel movie, and that's Black Panther. He was introduced in Civil War, and as soon as he was there, I saw the character from Chadwick Boseman and his fighting ability and all this emotional stuff that was involved there. I was hooked and wanted to see a Black Panther movie. Now I have to address something really quick though. This has a gigantic hype behind it. It's like probably still in the 90s in Rotten Tomatoes. It's getting 9s and maybe 10s out of 10 from critics. People saying that it's a game changer, a masterpiece. Does it really live up to that? Well, in my opinion, I'm going to tell you if it does or not. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the good stuff, because even though this has been out for a week now, so people have had a chance to see this and people have actually done spoilers now, I'm going to talk about the good stuff, and my kind of nitpicks about it are more spoiler heavy, so I'm going to save that towards the end after I give it my initial grade. So here it is. Black Panther takes place soon after Civil War. It is mostly just centered around Black Panther, T'Challa, if I'm pronouncing that right, because that's going to be the toughest part for me with this, is that if I can pronounce these right. T'Challa is back in Wakanda. He is coming to terms with being the king and now after his father is killed in Civil War, but he also has to be the Black Panther, and he has to, you know, keep in charge of everything and even defend his title at some points. But the really great thing is that it's still great world building. Wakanda is a pretty awesome place. It's very well hidden by this invisible shield in Africa, and it's very technologically advanced because of the vibranium, which also helped make Captain America's shield. Now, to some purist fans of the comic, even though I don't know squat about the comic, so I was going to it pretty blindly. I have heard from some people that have read some of the comics and stuff say that it actually was adamantium, why they were so rich and powerful. But because of Fox and stuff with the X-Men, we couldn't get that. I think they did a pretty fine job of making it the vibranium to keep in the canon of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But then Killmonger, I believe is what he goes by as his villain name, played by Michael B. Jordan, comes in to challenge T'Challa for the title of King and Black Panther. And that's mostly what this is centered on. And there's a lot of family dynamics that are brought in. It's very well shot and stuff. It's also very well, pretty good directed. It's from Ryan Coogler, who also was with Michael B. Jordan in the great movie of a couple years ago, Creed, which was just outstanding. So there's a lot of bit of hype going into this, because it also has a really great cast, and yeah, I'm gonna have to say it, it's mostly African Americans. There's only 2 giant white American actors in this, and funny enough, they were also in the Lord of the Rings movies, and they're playing the token white boys. Haha. But so the interesting thing with this is that it's dealing with a lot of kind of some social commentary that's been going on around right now, a lot like that Wonder Woman did, which is nice to have. Now, I'm not saying that this is in any way like a terrible film or something like that. All the acting across the board is really great. There has been some complaints I've seen recently of the few about T'Challa from Chadwick Boseman. He's not as like charismatic and stuff as Tony Stark and a couple other people like Thor and other things like that. But I think it's also pretty nice to have something that's different. Black Panther's not going to be the exact same thing as Tony Stark. He's a fucking king. But this easily also has one of the best Marvel villains that I've seen in a while, in my opinion. Michael B. Jordan is excellent as Killmonger, and the best thing about him is that you see his side. You see where he's coming from, and you kind of can relate to and almost agree with, which is what I think is a really good thing. There are also hilarious similarities between this film and another Disney property, and that's The Lion King. There are a lot of similar themes there. Even parts of which I swear I heard Lion King music at one point in the film, where if you have seen it, it's not really a spoiler, but T'Challa is able to see his dad in like this spiritual realm, and that was really reminiscent of Lion King, and even the music in the background was really reminiscent of Lion King. But now I'm gonna get into what, might be controversial for me to do, but this is my opinion. I've had a week to think about this stuff, and I've had some conversations with people that actually kind of agree with me a little bit. There are flaws in this, and I'm going to get to those in a sec, but before I mention those flaws, I just want to say that I'm stating that there are some flaws in this. That does not mean that this is a bad movie. I am in fact able to say I will have no problem owning this on Blu-ray and to have this in the Marvel canon. T'Challa is a definite welcome addition to the Marvel Universe. And it has one of the best villains that we've had in a while in the Marvel, because we don't have a lot of them. Still saying, if I'm being totally honest, there are some problems, in my opinion. But before I do that, I'm going to give you my grade, because most of this stuff I'm going to get into that are nitpicky as far as the problems in the film are spoilerish. So if you don't want to see that, you can click away after I give you my grade right now, which I have been struggling with, to say the least, because of the social commentary issue that is being brought up in this. The acting is also pretty strong from everybody. I'm going to give Black Panther an do not shoot me for this, a high B+. It almost would have made A-. It's just that I have to look at some of these small nitpicky issues I have with it. So now to get into those small issues I have, one of the biggest issues for me that I would notice while I was watching it is that there are two technically romances in this film. T'Challa, and I forget her character name and the actress's name, I'm very sorry. They are clearly set up as exes in this, and you're made well aware of that. Yet they do this whole adventure of, him becoming the Black Panther and fighting against Killmonger and all that. And then at the end, it's kind of just brought back that they might be a couple again. And I just never felt a strong connection with them as far as romantic partners. I would have been totally fine if they went like the Blade route. Yeah, remember Blade? A male and a female defeat evil, and they are just friends. Can we just have more of that, please? And then the other one is with Daniel Kaluuya's character as a general, and I forget, again, I'm sorry, I forget the actress's name, but she plays Michonne, who again was also a pretty big badass, and this is the general of a mostly female army, and that's pretty welcome too. More female badasses, always welcome. That was another one that we got the indication that they were definitely a thing. She calls him my love and stuff like that. But again, there's not a lot more given to that. However, I felt more of a connection there than I did with T'Challa and her than anything that was given from those two. Which also brings up the fighting in this. While the fighting is still pretty good, it could have been better. I almost feel like at definite parts of this, it's fighting with spears, swords, and other things of that nature, of like combat fighting. And there's not one thing of blood in this. And that's just not me saying as like this big male that wants to see blood flying. It's like, it's not possible to have this without having some blood. But because it's Disney and it's Marvel, there's not going to be blood. I'm sorry, Logan, you proved them wrong. There was only a little bit of that in here. There are some pacing issues. It kind of slows down in the middle at some points. And also a big spoiler that I'm going to be getting into is what happens when T'Challa takes on Killmonger for the first time. T'Challa loses and is thrown off of a waterfall cliff. And it's given the idea of him dying and stuff, which then, you know, he's then brought back towards the latter half of the film to become the Black Panther again and take on Killmonger again. Because the trailer for Infinity Wars has also come out well before Black Panther actually did, we know that Black Panther is going to be alive, so there was no suspense there whatsoever. And the tribe that actually helps saves him, I think he was like their king, or a different term, he was their ruler basically, states to T'Challa and them that he's not going to help, that, you know, it's not his fight and stuff. Really? You don't see a Lord of the Rings thing there? He's obviously going to come in the end, and he does. There's also some fighting stuff that I didn't really care for, as far as in the beginning when Black Panther has this big shoot fight out or whatever. I'm trying to think of a word. Wait, it says, because he's all black. It's a black forest at night with gunfire, and it's like a strobing effect. And I just couldn't really make a lot of stuff out, and a lot of the fighting sequences with Black Panther is at nighttime, and some of the cool action sequences that we've seen are in the trailer, so they kind of gave that away. So, I mean, I just felt like I have to put this out there. I know that several people have enjoyed this. It's made a lot of money. It's getting praise out the ass. And I'm not discrediting that at all. Because you don't need me, a simple white guy here in Bloomington, Indiana, to tell you otherwise. This is clearly a success. This is just my humble opinion about the film. It is a definite great social commentary. It's a great introduction to a character that I was looking forward to. It's just that it could have been made better with who was helming it, paced better, better fight sequences, and just get rid of the whole romantic, thing. Also, one little standout is the woman the actress that plays T'Challa's sister. She was the definite comedy in the movie, and she was definitely welcomed. So, guys, please don't hate on me in the comments that much, because I still like this movie. But I have to acknowledge the problems that I've seen in it. But that's just me, my own opinion. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this. Have you seen Black Panther? Because I know a lot of people have. What did you think of it? Like this video, comment below, tell me. This has been Ian Gallo Loco here at Crazy Poultry Inc. And I'll see you next time.